Hello and greetings to the people of Fitchburg. Since I became your mayor, we have resolved many challenges and have experienced positive economic growth. My administration has created more transparency and operating efficiency, produced balanced budgets, and continues to meet the state's net school spending requirement. To make our city more inviting and economically competitive, we have lowered the tax burden on our businesses. Through our NICE task force, we are addressing problem properties, neglected buildings, and blighted parcels of land. Our DPW continues to concentrate on our infrastructure. We have over 200 miles of public roadway that we maintain. Our primary source of paving funds comes from the state's Chapter 90 allotment, which annually is approximately $1.1 million. This allows for 2 to 3 miles of paving. The state inadequately funds Chapter 90, and as mayor, I will continue to strongly advocate for much-needed increase. My administration spent $400,000 of available funds for additional paving. This request is first from any administration. I increased our pothole repair budget, utilizing available funds, purchased several new vehicles for road maintenance, and also appropriated $500,000 to replace our dilapidated salt shed. Our crews continue to work on upgrading our water mains and our sewer system. To address the opioid crisis, the Board of Health has hired a substance abuse prevention coordinator. Fitchburg is the only community in north central Mass who has created such a position. As a green community, we received $550,000 in grants to develop better energy efficiencies in our municipal and school buildings. While serving in the legislature, we appropriated $15 million for the Twin City Rail Trail project. This 4.5-mile connection is progressing. We are taking advantage of the cannabis industry with investments close to $40 million in the revitalization of old mill buildings. I made a commitment to foster a creative economy. Collaborating with our partners, we're building the Fitchburg Arts Community, which will create 62 apartments. This project will strengthen our economy, invigorate the art museum, and stabilize the North Main Street neighborhood. Our municipal airport has a new administration building, and with it a state grant will be constructing a self-service fuel station. We are currently in the process of expanding our main runway. For the first time, this will allow for access to larger aircraft. The Fitchburg Public Schools has realized substantial progress in our student learning goals as seen through the improvements in our 2019 MCAS results. We are moving closer with the assistance of the Mass School Building Authority to leverage state resources to renovate or build a new elementary school with 80% state reimbursement. Investment in our public safety has proven to be a success. In a 3-year average, there's been 50% reduction in burglary and a 30% decrease in the Uniform Crime Report Part 1. For the first time in decades, our fire department replaced 2 fire engines and brought the city's fire apparatus into compliance with the National Fire Protection Standards. Our reinvestment in the restoration of Old City Hall is the largest commitment we have made in ourselves and in our downtown. Fitchburg State University has partnered in our efforts to revitalize our Main Street corridor and are investing in the preservation and build-out of the theater block. These 3 major projects is a clear investment in our future and constitutes $75 million worth of economic development in a concentrated area. I am proud to inform you that Standard & Poor's Global Ratings revised the city of Fitchburg's bond outlook to positive and affirmed an A+ underlying general obligation. Under my administration, Fitchburg now has a solid stabilization account of $6.5 million. I want to continue to serve as your mayor. Together we have much more to accomplish. Please get out to vote on Tuesday, November 5th, and vote for me, Stephen L. DiNatale, Mayor of the City of Fitchburg. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Evelyn Island Mateo, and I am running for the Fitchburg mayor slot. I was born in Brooklyn, New York, and I was raised in Fitchburg, Massachusetts. And I am running for mayor because I want to see a lot of changes happen in the city of Fitchburg, including unemployment rates. I want them to drop. I want to invest in youth programs, and I want to bring in drug prevention education programs for our youth. Okay, I also want to make sure our roads are taken care of and our city has more revenue and businesses. There are so many vacant storefronts on Main Street, and there are so many abandoned buildings throughout the city of Fitchburg. And I really feel like it is time to revitalize the city and make things really happen for Fitchburg. And a little bit about myself, I have always been a person involved in the community, and in spite of the setbacks that I feel like Fitchburg has had, I feel like it is time for a comeback. And I feel like I can bring innovative ideas to the city of Fitchburg. I feel like we can bring malls and we can bring awesome opportunities to the city of Fitchburg, but it takes voters to make things happen. So this November 5th, I would really appreciate if you guys were able to vote for me as your next mayor. I feel like I have what it takes. I have honesty, integrity, and I am willing to bring changes to the city of Fitchburg. And you can help make a difference. You can help make a difference by voting November 5th for me for the next mayor of Fitchburg.
Hello, my name is Marcus DiNatale, and I am a candidate for Councilor at Large for the great city of Fitchburg. It has been an honor to serve the residents of Fitchburg, first as a school committee member and now as a city councilor. Serving as chairman of the Finance Subcommittee, coupled with my private sector and educational experience in financial planning and analysis, I possess a solid command of the city's financial strengths, weaknesses, and limitations. I hold a degree in finance from Providence College and a master's degree in business administration from Bentley University. I am currently employed as a senior financial analyst at Leonardo DRS in Fitchburg. I approach matters legislatively using an objective and practical-minded approach. My political philosophy is not to tell people what they want to hear, but what they need to hear. People deserve facts, truth, and honesty. What they do not deserve are lofty promises and false hope. The primary responsibility of a city councilor is serving as a medium between the constituency and their local government. Concerns expressed on any local matter directly impacting residents' quality of life are concerns city councilors must assist in addressing. To be successful at this, a city councilor must be accessible, responsive, and follow through until the matter is concluded. Constituents may not always get the end result they seek, but they can feel confident that if anything is brought to my attention, you will get a timely resolution. That has been my record as one of your public servants. My passion for this job remains high. My love and devotion to the city of Fitchburg is why I remain forever an ardent defender of it. I, like most others, recognize that there are challenges and flaws in Fitchburg, but we can articulate those challenges while still remaining positive, upbeat, and optimistic. 6 years ago, my wife Sarah and I built a home in Fitchburg where we live with our 2 young children, John and Sophia. We are both lifelong residents and products of the Fitchburg Public Schools. As long as the voters allow me the privilege of continuing to serve them on the City Council, I will continue to do all I can to inform and educate the constituency and make decisions that are factually based. On November 5th, I respectfully ask for your vote once again for Councilor at Large. You are afforded up to 5 choices, and I ask that I be one of them. I will be listed first on the ballot, and with your support, first for Fitchburg. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Sam Squalia, and I am a candidate for re-election for Councilor at Large for your Fitchburg City Council. For the last 2 years, I have had the pleasure of serving Fitchburg as your city councilor, and with your vote, I'm ready to continue. As city councilors, we have 3 main roles. Number 1, we are the legislative branch of your city, which ideally serves as a check and balance to the mayor's administration. Number 2, we are your official elected representatives of the city to support the residents and the businesses and encourage and attract more support from the region and from the state. And number 3, I believe is the most important role. That is a direct service to our constituents. Over the past 2 years, I've answered hundreds of questions and helped people resolve concerns all over the city, from roads and potholes to trash, to trees, to street sweeping, Unitil issues, housing, crosswalks, and so much more. I will continue to be accessible to you by phone, email, in person, or on social media. If you have a question or concern that I can help you with, contact me anytime. I love this city, and I'm committed to doing the hard work that we need to support our positive future growth. And to me, talking about it is not enough, though. I'm a work to get it done kind of counselor. You can count on me to show up, get my hands dirty, and my boots on the ground. Or heels, sometimes heels. I work every day to improve the conditions in our city, for our community, because I'm from here and I live here with my family, Nick and Nicolette. I own a home and a business here, and so your success is my success, is our success. I believe also, to represent your community, you need to be a constant, direct part of it. That's why I show up every day as a volunteer for weekly spring trash cleanups, maintaining the Fitchburg Dog Park, organizing the Longs Joe Classic, the citywide yard sales, the Fitchburg Greenway Committee, the Farmers Market, discussing Fitchburg Now, Stratton Players, and the upcoming Fitchburg Abolitionist Park. As your counselor, I will continue to show up, work hard, and ask tough questions to move us forward on a smart fiscal path. I will continue to advocate for transparency with our residents and encourage open discussions about our issues. And I will continue to share factual and accurate information with all my constituents for what is happening in the city. You can call me at 978-352-0310. And for updates and information on city happenings, you can go to my Facebook page at Sam Squalia, City Councilor at Large, or you can go to my website at elect-sam.com. In closing, my name is Samantha, Sam Squalia, and I believe in hard work and community involvement. I will continue to work hard for our city every day. And I will continue to ask the questions that need to be asked for spending of our tax dollars in a fiscally responsible manner. As your city councilor, I represent you, the citizens, not a political group or an administration. I'm beholden to no one except our residents. I have been and will continue to be an independent voice that is working for you, working for my community, and working for our success. Thank you for watching, and thank you to FATV, the best cable access station with the most informative TV shows. I hope I have earned one of your votes for Councilor at Large on Tuesday, November 5th.
Hi, I'm Anthony Zarella, and I'm privileged to be one of your counselors at large. As we look around us today, we see a world in which politics has become increasingly contentious and hostile. We see reasoned civil debate replaced by emotional appeals and demagoguery. We see charisma substituted for competence. We see fact crowded out by partisanship and narrative. But we are not Washington, and we are not Boston. We are Fitchburg, my home, and the home of thousands of other people with true love and commitment to their community. And we are better than that. We can disagree and still cooperate to make our city better. We can build real relationships with voters based on real answers and results, not handshakes and buzzwords. We can trust our voters with the facts, not feed them easily digestible sound bites. So that is what I promise as I ask for a second term. I will work with my colleagues on the council and at City Hall with respect and civility, regardless of whether we are on the same side of an issue or not. I will stand by my actions and my record, and never raise myself up at the city's expense. I will give clear, honest answers and explanations to constituents on all city matters. No self-promotion, no drama, just the facts. I'm Anthony Zarella, and I ask for your vote on November 5th. But whether you vote for me or not, please vote. Your voice matters.
Hi, my name is Nick Carboni, and I'm running for councilor at large in the city of Fitchburg. First, I'd like to thank FATV for allowing each candidate some time to speak about the issues. The issues that I want to focus on to move Fitchburg forward are housing, education, and public safety. These are issues that are more of a global approach. They're issues that I would focus on hand in hand with our state delegation. Housing, for instance, I think we need more housing, more affordable housing, particularly in Fitchburg. I think Boston is having a large issue with that right now. The governor of Massachusetts is proposing a mass housing bill that would create more affordable housing throughout the state. And I think bringing more people who could afford a rent, maybe in Fitchburg, might be great for us. And these people we'd have to convince them to stay in our city, and that would create more business and more living opportunities for young families starting out. Secondly, I'd like to focus on public safety. With cooperation with our chief, Bernie Martineau, I think he's doing a fantastic job in the city. I think community policing has been great and proved to be great in the city. But I think there's much more we can do, much more funding I think we can dedicate to having more officers, particularly more officers on foot. And I think public safety is a great driver for business. And I think that has previously been an issue we've had to confront in Fitchburg. Lastly, I think another area I would like to focus on, again along with our state delegation, would be education. I think our students are our future. I believe we really need to use that as an investment. Take students who have much of an interest like I do in our city, and these students we would like to bring back. Students who do great things maybe in the STEM field and want to come back and work for Fitchburg, do more for Fitchburg, bring more to Fitchburg, start their businesses in Fitchburg. So those are three areas that I think I'd like to focus on. A little bit about me. I am 32 years old, married. I live in the city of Fitchburg, born and raised. Went through public schools in Fitchburg, also went to a private school in Fitchburg. Have some experience previously in municipal government. I served on the city council in 2011 to 2013-14. And then I served on the school committee. And currently I'm serving on the Fitchburg Disability Commission, addressing issues to make Fitchburg more accessible for all. Also, a little bit more, I grew up in small business. many small businesses throughout the area. I actually started 2 small businesses of my own. I work as an attorney here in Fitchburg. I'm out in the community often. My office is in Fitchburg, and obviously I'd like to see as many constituents as possible come by now after the election. Really any time where we can discuss issues and your concerns about Fitchburg. Thank you.
Good day, residents of Fitchburg. My name is Amy Green, and I've been your Ward 1 counselor for the past 6 years. I come to you today seeking your support and consideration for the Counselor at Large seat in our November 5th election. I have prided myself over the past 25 years as a self-employed business owner to think about the decisions that I make today affecting the future of my business and the impact it will have in the days, months, and years that follow. I am financially responsible and personally accountable for all those actions, not only professionally, but to all of you as well. Over the past 6 years, I've been able to sit on the following boards and commissions. Our NICE task force, which is neighborhood improvement through code enforcement. RCA, Recovery Centers of America, which deal with recovery and addiction issues. COA, the Council on Aging, which takes place right at our Fitchburg Armory and Senior Center. Our very own Fitchburg Lions District 33 Club. I'm president of the Fitchburg Historical Society and vice president of our city council. Holding those positions has taught me lessons in effective communication, great listening skills, and the ability to recognize the process on how to effectively accomplish goals. It has been great working with department directors, community leaders, and you, the residents of Fitchburg, who want to continue to move Fitchburg forward. I serve the people of this community because I believe in it. I believe we're rediscovering who we are and how to get there. This is not a task that can be achieved by a party of one. We need to work together as a team. I need you, the stewards of our community, to continue your dedication to this city and all we represent. We will work together towards the strategic priorities set forth to accomplish these goals. My focus moving forward will include still being approachable, accessible, and accountable. Have great working relationships with our department heads and community partners, and offer practical, attainable solutions. Thank you for the opportunity to serve you, and I do hope that I may continue to represent you, the residents of Fitchburg who want to work, live, and shop here. Vote Amy Green on November 5th, moving Fitchburg forward in a positive way. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Michael Kushmarek, candidate for City Councilor at Large. For the past 4 years, I've had the privilege of serving as Fitchburg City Council President, and over the past 6 years, representing Fitchburg's Ward 4 as their Ward Councilor. I currently am seeking election as City Councilor at Large, and I ask for your vote and support on November 5th. It's a divisive time in politics. The cure and the antidote for that divide is not some militant ideologue or a populist demagogue in Washington. No, it's in rooms and halls and streets like those found in the city of Fitchburg, where people come together over a common problem to find common solutions, where they care about their community so deeply. And ultimately, that's what it's about. It's about civility. It's about civic duty. It's about kindness. It's the essence of what it is to be an American. And I truly believe that as elected officials, it is our job to perpetuate those ideals and those values, and not just our words, but our actions in each day and everything that we do, by bringing people together, again, over common problems to find common solutions that brings about the betterment of everyone. There are those online, these social media anarchists, who will tell you that the world is falling apart and that government doesn't care about you. And locally, there are those that will tell you that Fitchburg is as bad as it's ever been. And we know those statements are patently false. It's simply not true. 6 years ago, when I first campaigned for public office, I campaigned on keeping the streetlights on in our own city. Now, 6 years later, look at us. We're rebuilding Fitchburg City Hall. We're launching a capital campaign for the future of our public library. We're reinvesting in our communities. We're rebuilding schools. We'll soon launch a feasibility study to build a new school. We're investing in our communities and rebuilding our neighborhoods street by street and block by block. And we're doing this together as a community. It's not just elected officials. This is each and every one of you coming together to find those solutions that help us prosper as a community. I firmly believe that. So, over the next 2 years, I hope that I can work with you on bringing about aggressive economic development and expansion throughout our city, that we can come together to find innovative ways to tackle public safety issues and to help reinvest in our school system. These things happen together. You'll hear a lot in the days and the weeks preceding an election about the candidate and what the candidate can and will do. And yes, we play a big role in that, but we also depend on you. And I think elections are so much more than just the candidate. It's about you. It's about the issues that concern you the most, the issues and concerns that keep you awake at night, and the reasons that you have to hope for a better tomorrow. They're about families, the community and environment that you raise your family in. And ultimately, it's about that. It's about the things that you see and interact with every day. 15 years ago, you as a community adopted me into your family and into your community as a transplant from the North Shore. And my pledge to you from that moment on has and continues to be to treat you back the same way that you've treated me, like family. To worry about and to talk about the issues that matter so much to you, and to keep talking about how we collaborate together for a better and brighter future. And so I can't do this alone. And so I ask for you to vote for Michael Kushmerek for Councilor at Large on November 5th. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Robert Pooler, and I'm running for Councilor at Large. I'm willing to be and can be a positive force here in the wonderful city of Fitchburg. Your voice has become my vote, and whatever you see as issues. I am not your typical politician. I see things from a community standpoint. Some of my major goals are to try and find more money to put into repairing and repaving the roads. I also want to see a line item in the budget designated for road repair. I have a plan for bringing new businesses into the great city of Fitchburg. I would like to see more community involvement, working with the city council. Most of our schools are in need of repair. I want to also try and find some money to put in towards the schools and repair them and keep on with some routine maintenance from there. I'm very supportive of many of the projects that are going on here in Fitchburg, such as the artist community, which is currently going on. I'd like to also see a location, a shelter as it were, where people can use to register a mailing address, to find work, as well as find permanent residency. I'd like to bring more housing for lower income and middle income people. So with that, I therefore ask you for your vote come November 5th. Thank you, and for your continuing support.
Hello, my name is Josiah Richards, and I'm running for City Councilor at large. I've been a resident of Fitchburg for 10 years. I bought my first home here, and I've worked locally for nearly 9 years. I grew up in a small post-industrial city a lot like Fitchburg, so I understand the challenges and successes of small city life. I earned a bachelor's degree in social work in 2001 and a master's degree in nonprofit business management in 2007. I have worked in the nonprofit sector for most of my adult life, and I will continue to do so in the foreseeable future. I currently work at the Arc of Opportunity in downtown Fitchburg as a community health worker for our adult foster care program. And I've been there nearly 6 years. It's been an amazing experience supporting families locally and abroad throughout Fitchburg, Mass. This is not my first time running for elected office. I first ran in 2011, and I successfully won the votes from 1,100 voters. I ran again in 2017 for Ward 5, garnering nearly 25% of the vote. I haven't let this stop me from running again. I bring to the table my commitment to serve constituents and to think critically about my decisions, which is why I would like to represent you on City Council. I have served the city in a number of different ways. Recently, I've joined the Friends of the Fitchburg Abolition Park. We're currently in the process of redeveloping an open space into a small urban park. I also volunteer with the Fitchburg Farmers Market. I also volunteer in the Gateway Park Community Garden, which I've done since 2012. And I've been on the Fitchburg Greenway Committee for nearly 9 years. And I also do a number of community citywide cleanups and beautification projects across the city. At Gateway Park, I've brought together nearly a dozen gardeners together to provide residents of Riverside Commons and Yardworks a place to grow food and flowers. I can't think of a better way to engage residents in helping them provide food for themselves and a space for outdoor community. My top priority, if elected, will be the roads. While I've been door knocking, I've spoken to several residents, and their number one concern are the roads. The city of Fitchburg allocates $0 to road paving budget and a whopping $125,000 to pothole repair. I would like to change that. For years, we have relied solely on Chapter 90 funding. Chapter 90 distribution funding for fiscal year 2020 is going to be only $1.6 million, barely enough to pave 1 mile of road. It can cost nearly $1 to $3 million to properly pave a mile of road. All we can afford at this time is maintenance. I would advocate that we invest in ourselves and improve the roads through our budget and fiscal and strategic planning. Second, I strongly support small and local businesses. Since I work downtown, I spend most of my week and weekends downtown and various other parts of the city, eating, shopping, and enjoying the outdoor concerts and festivals. There's so much to do in the city. I'm constantly reminded by how much is happening from the variety of Airbnb guests we host from across the country and around the globe. Fitchburg, yes, people come here. Whether visiting families such as yourselves or attending sporting events, graduations, or visiting their kids at some of the area boarding schools. So one of the common types of guests we get are business travelers. And I would really like to focus on small business and supporting a business and strategic development plan for the city of Fitchburg. Whether or not I'm elected, I will remain civically engaged and serve the city in a number of different ways. Fitchburg is where I bought my first home, and I would like to put my energy into representing you on City Council. Please like me on Facebook, Josiah Richards for City Council, and contact me at electjosiah@gmail.com. Thank you very much, and I hope I can count on your vote this November 5th.
My name is Bernie Schultz, and I am running for the Ward 1 City Council seat in Fitchburg. I will always be there for you when you need me. I will listen to your concerns and do my best to represent you. Please vote for me on November 5th.
Hello, my name is Paul Boschman. I'm presently your Ward 2 councilor in the city of Fitchburg. I'm coming here today seeking your support on Election Day, November 5th. For your consideration, please. I promise you two things, and I can keep them. First, I promise to work hard like I have been for the last 5 years. And second, I will do my best for my ward and for our city. So please, on November 5th, please consider me, Paul Boschman, as your counselor at Ward 2. I also promise you one thing, you vote at St. Joseph Church. So again, please go and vote. That's the most important thing, because your vote does count. As you saw in Ward 3, there was a tie. So I want to say thank you and have a nice day.
Hola amigos, this is Jorge Georgie Rodriguez. I am a candidate for Ward 2 Councilor in the city of Fitchburg. I represent a new era. I bring new ideas to the table. In able to achieve great things in life, change is necessary. I have devoted over 35 years of public service to our community. I am a member of distinguished community boards, councils, and nonprofit organizations. I have worked with the community since 1984 in public service. I have a vision and I have a plan to bring life back to Ward 2, especially working with the Daniel Street corridor from one corner to another. We're going to beautify it. We're going to bring safety. We're going to bring new businesses, and it could be done. There is grants and there are money out there. You need to be proactive. You have to go get it, and together we're going to make it happen. Change is coming to Ward 2. After 6 years of neglectment, abandonment, Ward 2 is slowly dying. I want to beautify it. I want to bring life back to the ward. The inner circle of the ward needs to be revived with the safety concerns, working with the community, working with nonprofit organizations and the private sectors. We're going to bring that new change to Ward 2 in Fitchburg. Please consider Georgie Rodriguez in the elections on November the 5th for Ward 2 Councilor. Thank you, and God bless you, and God bless Fitchburg.
Hello, I'm Joe Bowen, and I'm asking you, the Ward 3 residents, for your support and vote on November 5th. I'm a longtime resident of Ward 3, having lived here with my wife for 17 years. I only have 5 minutes, so I'm not going to waste our time talking about how I'm going to magically fix all our roads or bring millions of dollars to the schools. The reality is that the mayor appropriates funds. So instead, what I'd like to do is talk about what I can and will do for you. Being a ward councilor is an important job, and one that I will take seriously. My main goal will be to have my voice be a direct reflection of the residents' input, because those will be the people I represent. My focus will be on our ward, making sure that your needs are met and your voice is heard. I do not aspire for higher office. My aspirations are to make sure Ward 3 is heard, loud and clear, and that we are in the best position we can possibly be in. My allegiance will be to you, and only you, the residents of Ward 3. As your next ward councilor, I will be accessible and responsive, working tirelessly to ensure any issue, large or small, is taken seriously and seen through. While campaigning, I have already distributed my phone number, email, website, and Facebook information demonstrating my accessibility. If you need me, I will be there to answer the call. Serving you, Ward 3, is my top priority, and I will deliver. Our ward has seen many changes over the years, and as Fitchburg looks at rezoning, we may likely see more. Improving the commercial base will offer opportunities for more businesses to set up in our ward, potentially leading to slowing of the rise in our residential property taxes. But we need to make sure it is done in a responsible way. As your representative, I will vote to ensure that any changes to Ward 3 minimizes or prevents any disruption in the lives and liberty of its residents. We must prepare for the future while maintaining the rural feel that makes this ward our home and a great place to raise a family. I will never lose sight of this, and I will always put you and the residents' needs first. With Councilor Joel Caddy retiring, he is leaving large shoes to fill. He was not only a councilor, but also an amazing volunteer in our city, who put together community events to make our city stronger. I have worked with him on some of these events. If elected, I will continue his ventures by bringing people together in the spirit of community that he developed. In fact, I am already doing this work today. I serve on the committee for the recently launched Activate Mill Street project. I serve on the Advisory Council for the B.F. Brown School Renovation Project, also known as the Fitchburg Arts Community. I also serve on the committees for the Fitchburg Dog Park and the Fitchburg Farmers Market, and I organize multiple citywide spring cleanups every year. I am experienced in matters of budgeting, government, and leadership. I manage a significant government budget today in my role as a director for UMass Medical School, a public institution. I have additional experience as the chair of the Fitchburg Cultural Council. I have managed global corporate project budgets as high as $100 million. I own and operated my own chain of theater facilities, and I was nominated by Senator Dean Tran to attend this year's Citizens Legislative Seminar, which gave me the tools needed to work with our state legislature on initiatives that are important to Fitchburg. I am educated. I have a management degree from Bentley University and will be completing my executive certificate in business strategy and innovation this month. I completed the Community Leadership Institute program through NeighborWorks America. I graduated and now teach the Community Steward program through Newview Communities right here in Fitchburg, where we've trained close to 100 local residents in the past year. This education and experience sets me apart as the candidate that has the tools and talent needed to help our city recruit new businesses and teach residents how to become city leaders or work successfully on their own initiatives for the benefit of the public good. I have built positive relationships with several elected and appointed officials, as well as city department heads and employees. It's relationships like these that will make me an effective Ward 3 city councilor. I have walked the walk. I am a person who gets things done. My existing experience in Fitchburg government will give me the ability to hit the ground running, working hard for you on day one. I'd like to thank FATV and the viewers at home for this opportunity to speak to you. A vote for Joe Bowen on November 5th will be a vote for hard work and dedication to Fitchburg. My promise to every Ward 3 resident is that I will be there for you and I will represent your interests in ward changes. My hope is I've earned your vote, and I look forward to seeing you at the polls. Thank you very much, and please join your neighbors as they go with Joe on November 5th. I am number 1 on the ballot and number 1 for Ward 3. Thank you.
My name is Alyn Butlin, and I'm running to be your Ward 3 counselor. My parents, Carmen and Billy, chose to raise me and my sister Allison in Fitchburg because the opportunities they believed this city had to offer. Having attended Fitchburg public schools, I quickly became connected with the community and began to understand why my parents decided to raise a family here. The fact is that growing up in Fitchburg and attending its public schools from elementary to college has provided me with tremendous opportunities. Throughout my life, I have always continued to choose Fitchburg. In 2007, I chose to join the teaching team at Fitchburg State University, and I still continue to teach there today. Additionally, when I bought my first home last year, I chose to set down my own roots in Fitchburg. And when it came time for me to go to law school, I did have to leave Fitchburg. So I moved to Boston, but my heart remained here. I visited my family most weekends, and even when I accepted a compliance officer position in Boston, I still took the commuter rail to Fitchburg to stay at home on Saturdays and Sundays. After 10 years with the United States Department of Labor, I am fortunate that I am able to live in Fitchburg and work in Boston only 1 or 2 times a week. This career stability has allowed me to attain professional goals and demonstrate my work ethic. And now, because of the experience and opportunities Fitchburg has provided me, I'm looking to start a new chapter in my life as your Ward 3 City Councilor. This is an opportunity I wouldn't have had if I had grown up in any other city. Now, I believe it is my time to repay my beloved city for nurturing me by doing my part to nurture our future generations by becoming City Councilor. I strongly believe that Fitchburg deserves the best schools, the best parks, the best library, and I intend on ensuring that the city fulfills its potential. We must embrace what makes us unique from other cities. We have a university, an airport, 2 commuter rail stops, and an art museum. These are important assets that most other cities don't offer. Fitchburg is special, and we have to create a strategic plan that highlights how extraordinary we are. We must create an economic vision with forward-thinking initiatives that welcomes commercial development and growth of business. Make no mistake, Fitchburg is in the midst of a modernization that will pay dividends in the future. If elected as your Ward 3 councilor, I promise to provide common sense solutions and bold leaderships to our problems. This is because I understand Fitchburg's issues and I know its residents. I am from Fitchburg and I am for Fitchburg. Fitchburg has made me the person who I am today, a driven and dedicated pragmatist who sets and achieves goals. Fitchburg deserves fresh faces and fresh ideas. And on November 5th, you can elect new leadership that will bring new energy. So on November 5th, vote a Lynn for the win. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Andrew Kuchar, candidate for Ward 3 City Council. I would like to thank FATV and the residents of Fitchburg for being so gracious to allow me the privileged opportunity to speak with you here tonight. You may have seen my name and picture on social media and lawn signs, but it is important to me that you put a face to the name. I have lived in Ward 3 since 2006. I've lived here with my wife and my 2 young daughters. Together, we have built a home and a life in a little part of Fitchburg that has brought us happiness and joy. Because I feel strongly about having a safe and prosperous city for my family, I take a valued interest in my municipal government, and I'm putting forth my services to represent Ward 3 on City Council. I come to you tonight as a clean slate, a new voice with a fresh vision, and a vested interest in how our ward is represented. Since February, I've walked down the streets and up hills, talking with residents and hearing concerns and finding solutions. Your concerns are my concerns. Your wants for the ward are my wants. I like safe neighborhoods, I like economic growth, and I like a better infrastructure. As your next Ward 3 councilor, you can count on an open door, you can count on an ear ready to listen, and you can count on a strong and determined voice to represent us in the city. Many Ward 3 residents have invited me into their homes and asked me to have a seat at their table and offered me food and drink as I canvass the wards. This is the sense of community and neighborly pride that kept me going through these long months of campaigning, taking the kids to breakfast and shaking hands with a new friend that I've met along the campaign route. These are the circumstances that keep the passion for being your next city council running strong. Fitchburg is in a dynamic flux of growth and opportunity, and so is Ward 3. As the torch has passed from one long-time successful city councilor who has served our ward with diligence and pride to the next generation, it is time for us to take the initiative and put forth a representative who can carry the responsibilities of being there for the people and bringing the concerns and opinions of the ward residents forward to the city council. As your next Ward 3 City Council, there are 3 areas that I will hold fast, ensuring the best outcome for our residents: safety, economic growth, and infrastructure. Back in September, I was invited to a safety meeting at Great Wolf Lodge to discuss the traffic issues of Franklin Road at the intersection of Shea and Oak Hill. I was pleased to see so many residents take an interest in public safety of their neighborhoods. We were able to talk about the issues, and as a result, the Fitchburg Police have been monitoring the amount of complaints to further patrol the area. As your next city councilor, I will be holding neighborhood safety meetings where residents can come together and talk about the issues that need to be brought to the police or to city council. Fitchburg has struggled to find its place in a changing economy. Ward 3 has industrial, commercial, and residential zoning, as well as agriculture. Many residents that I have spoken with want to see economic growth for the city, but are concerned about rezoning the land for more commercial or industrial use. Many of us in Ward 3 like our rural roots. As your next Ward 3 councilor, it'll be my responsibility to listen to what the ward residents want and convey that message to city council. This is our ward, and we make decisions together. My community is my home. I bring my children to the parks to play. We go to the library, the festivals at the Riverfront Park. We participate in civic days. We go to citywide trick-or-treat and holiday tree lighting. These events are what make Fitchburg a better place to live and a stronger community. As a parent, I want my children involved in understanding that a commitment to their community will directly impact their quality of life. As your next Ward 3 councilor, I will continue to make the community involvement a top priority, and you will see me in the ward and in the city with my family. A ward councilor is not just there to represent city issues. A councilor is there as the face of the ward and what is important to us. Over the next 5 weeks, I will be out in the ward day and night. I'll be out meeting residents. I'll be walking through your neighborhood. I'll be listening to what you and the voters want to see as your next Ward 3 councilor. In this historic election, As the tenure of a 16-year city councilor comes to an end, I humbly ask you, the residents of Ward 3, to cast your vote for me, Andrew Kuchar, a councilor who cares, a councilor who will continue to work diligently for the residents of Ward 3, and a councilor you can count on to put Ward 3 first. Thank you, and vote Kuchar on November 5th.
Hello, my name is Andy Van Hazinga, and I'm running for City Council in Fitchburg's Ward 4. I am a candidate who is engaged and invested in our community. I'm a long-term resident of Fitchburg who was born in Ward 4. My parents bought their first home in Ward 4, and my wife Liz and I bought our first home in Ward 4. Together we are raising 3 children in the community we love. My kids have even had one of the same teachers I had at Crocker Elementary School many years ago. As a homeowner and small business owner in the city, I am deeply invested in the future of Fitchburg. I want to serve on the City Council because I care about the city and its residents. Liz and I live 1 block from both of our parents and just a few blocks from both of Liz's brothers and their families. I can assure you nothing can keep me more accountable to the residents of Ward 4 than a mother-in-law that lives 2 houses away. I work as a real estate appraiser and have a degree in government and international relations from Clark University. I have a long history of public service, and it is very important to me to serve my city. I have been active with the New View community since 2008, joined the board of directors in 2011, and currently serve as the organization's president. New View has been a pivotal partner in the Reimagine North of Main initiative and has developed market rate housing on Main Street and redeveloped numerous blighted properties in Ward 4. Right now, New View is working to transform the former B.F. Brown School, High School Annex, and City Stables from 3 abandoned and decaying buildings into the Fitchburg Arts community. This year, New View has launched liabilities to assets, and I serve as the president of its board. This innovative program has received $7.5 million in state funding to redevelop abandoned properties in target neighborhoods throughout the region, including Fitchburg's Ward 4. I have served on the Fitchburg Planning Board since 2010, enforcing zoning regulations and guiding long-term planning issues in the city. I have been an active member of the board promoting development in the city while also being considerate, consistent, and fair. I also presently serve as a commissioner of the Fitchburg Housing Authority. In the past year, I've helped oversee the FHA's move to an independently managed agency, hire a fantastic new executive director, and receive hundreds of thousands of dollars in grants funds to redevelop our properties. In addition, I serve as a director of the Fitchburg Redevelopment Authority, which operates Putnam Place and Boulder Drive and works to develop various sites throughout Fitchburg and attract businesses and jobs to the city. My priorities while on the council include the following: promoting development in the city, especially in the downtown. A city's downtown is its face, and a lot of perceptions of Fitchburg are shaped by its downtown. Much of Main Street is a blank slate that gives us a tremendous opportunity to transform downtown into an exciting place to live, work, and play. Investing in our neighborhoods and keeping them clean and safe is also one of my main priorities. In addition to downtown, the city needs to take care of the neighborhoods where we live. This includes being proactive with problem landlords, as well as removing or redeveloping blighted properties. It is also important to upgrade and maintain our city's infrastructure. We all know there is a limited pool of money to pay for everything our city needs. Therefore, we need to be smart in how we pave our roads and build our schools and other buildings to make sure we are doing as much as we can with the limited resources we have. We also need to make sure we are properly maintaining these resources to make sure they last as long as possible before they have to be replaced. My additional priority is managing our city's long-term financial health. While it is easy to spend money when times are good, we also have to get ready for when times are bad and make sure the city's finances are sustainable. The city's future success is just as important to me as today's. As a city councilor, I will be open and responsive to all of my constituents. I'm always willing to listen and will always keep an open mind and be willing to reconsider my positions. If somebody disagrees with me, I encourage them to try to convince me otherwise. I will make decisions that are best for the city based on facts and reason, not emotion or personal interests. Thank you to FATV for giving me the opportunity to record this message, and thank you for the residents of Ward 4 for all of your support. I look forward to working with you on the City Council.
Good afternoon. My name is Marisa Fleming, and I'm running for the re-election for Ward 5 City Councilor. I moved to Fitchburg in 1986 when I married my husband, Tom Fleming. and where I raised my 6th generation Flemings in the city. My children attended Fitchburg Public Schools and graduated from Fitchburg State University. As a current counselor, I will always work hard. I will continue to work in a professional manner with the mayor, city councilors, all city departments that make sure our city's needs are met, as I have consistently done on the school committee from 2012 to 2017. I will continue to keep the schools funded, city departments also well-funded, as well as working on economic growth with the Economic Development Department. With a proven record and my commitment to Fitchburg, I ask for your vote on November 6th at Rosestone Congregational Church. The name to remember is Marisa Fleming. I will be the first name on the ballot. Just remember me as responsive, reliable, dedicated, and always working for the better of Fitchburg. Thank you.
Hello to the voters in Ward 6 and to the rest of Fitchburg as well. My name is Elizabeth Beth Walsh, and I'm here to ask Ward 6 to re-elect me as their city councilor. As you may already know, I'm a Fitchburg native. I grew up on Boutell Street in Fitchburg in the house that my husband Jim and I now own. I'm a product of the Fitchburg Public Schools, having attended Goodrich Street Elementary School, now the Goodrich Academy, the Crocker School, B.F. Brown Junior High School, soon to be the Fitchburg Arts Community, and I graduated from Fitchburg High School in 1972. I finished my law degree in 1985, my master's in library science in 1995, and my PhD in criminal justice in 2013. I was a practicing attorney in Fitchburg and then entered academia. I taught for approximately 15 years at Fitchburg State University and retired from full-time teaching of criminal justice at Fitchburg State University in 2018. I continue to teach as an adjunct in the criminal justice program. While at Fitchburg State University, I coordinated the criminal justice internship program. I was the co-coordinator of the Fitchburg Anti-Violence Education Program, was on the advisory board for the Crocker Center for Civic Engagement, and was part of the team that made the police concentration program a reality. I currently serve as chair of the Perkins Human Rights Committee in Lancaster, Massachusetts, and I also serve on the boards of the Municipal Police Institute, the Friends of Coggeshall Park, and Mediation Services of North Central Massachusetts. I served on the Fitchburg School Committee from 2015 through 2017, serving on the Policy, Resource, and Building Needs subcommittees. The Fitchburg Public Schools are an example of good things that can happen when intelligent people work in collaboration to achieve essential goals. There are still a lot of great things happening in Fitchburg. We are lucky to have a number of organizations and venues that provide opportunities for outdoor recreation, the arts, reading, and theater. For example, Coggeshall Park, the Fitchburg Public Library, the Fitchburg Art Museum, the Fitchburg Historical Society, the Finnish Center at Sima Park, and the Senior Center. We are also blessed to have broad diversity in Fitchburg. When I attended the Scholars Banquet at Fitchburg High School last spring, I was impressed to see so many countries represented in that group. My focus has been on economic development, education, and public safety, but I have heard from the residents of Ward 6 of their concerns for rising taxes, the condition of the roads, abandoned and dilapidated houses, and issues particular to elderly residents. I will continue going door to door to gather as much information in order to know what issues are important to Ward 6, and I will focus my attention on those issues. In the time I have been the Ward 6 City Councilor, I have sought to work effectively with my colleagues on the City Council and city departments to make the City of Fitchburg a place where people want to live, work, and play, and I will continue to do so. The renovation of City Hall, Fitchburg State's revitalization of the theater block, New View Community's Fitchburg Arts Community Project, formerly the B.F. Brown School, and the Fitchburg Public Library makeover, when completed, will have a positive economic impact on Main Street and the city of Fitchburg. If we invest in ourselves, others will want to invest in us as well. The plans for renovation or rebuilding of Crocker School will also provide much-needed improvements to the Fitchburg Public Schools. I will continue to advocate for repairs and renovation of the other school buildings as well. I am dedicated to the city of Fitchburg and especially to Ward 6, and I will continue to dedicate myself to the betterment of not only Ward 6 but all of Fitchburg. If you have not yet registered to vote, you have until Wednesday, October 16th to do so. I ask for your vote on November 5th for Ward 6 City Council. Thank you.